Share screen, video, and on the town. Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. You are watching On the Town with Tanya. Thank you for coming back another week. We appreciate you. As you know, I've been trying to link all our African diasporas together if I can. And so this week, today's guest is a state coordinator at the National Blood Transfusion Service in Lokoja Central, Kogi State, Nigeria. And please welcome Dr. Matthew Ibrahim. Hi.
You're welcome.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. And I'd like to thank Z-Corps for setting up the interview with us. I appreciate that. So a lot's been going on. I know with the flooding and everything. I was wondering, have things gotten any better at all with the flooding?
Not too clear.
Oh, okay. So I know there was flooding in parts of Nigeria. Has things gotten a little better?
It gets better. The vehicle are moving now, okay. And the flood is going back. I think everything is coming normal.
Okay.
Restriction of movement on the main roads.
Oh, on the main road. Okay. Nice. So, what are some of the measures in place to ensure, like, blood bankers protect the blood that's being donated?
Yes, we. One of the challenge we had was during the flood, we had problem with light, and that was a great challenge. And also because of the restriction of movement, we are not able to go out to solicit or advocate for donors to come to the center for donation. And sometimes, since we also go on field work, the flooding made things difficult for us to go for field work.
Yeah, that would be a big challenge for anybody. We have some flooding going on here in America as well, in Kentucky and some other places. So I empathize with anyone dealing with that. On top of whatever issues you have to deal with, that's just not a good one to have. The various blood screening test kits, are they still provided by the government in your state?
No, well, the center is now a commission under the federal government, and the support mainly comes from federal government of Nigeria, from Abuja. And the most time we take our samples to Abuja for screening.
Okay. So do they have the proper screening facilities for the blood that they collect from the donors?
For the center, not yet.
Okay. So they're working on a plan. What are the plans to ensure that the blood banks are safe and healthy for transfusion, even like in the rural areas? Because that's always usually.
Once the blood are safe, once we take the blood from the donor, we take samples to our central office in Abuja, who sent the result to us on our mail. And within 24 hours, the blood will be available to issue to claims that assess our unit of blood.
Wow. So you mentioned one of the challenges you faced was the flood. Are there any other challenges you've been facing in carrying out?
The screening. No, the center currently is not screening.
Okay.
Screening. So we take. So we are having a challenge of, especially when there are large volume of blood collected and there's an emergency that we now need to transfuse. So it's making it difficult for us to set a machinery to issue blood out, or except the centers send the result to us. So during flooding, we had this issue. We couldn't access. In fact, our center was still completely shut down temporarily, because it's illegal to transfuse blood that are not screened, and we want to maintain standard, because we are set up as a monitoring team, and to make sure that every individual that is being transfused blood will get a safe blood. And so once we are not able to screen, that means that we have to temporarily cease operation.
Oh, okay. Wow. So that means basically someone have to go to like the next towns or something if they had emergency.
That makes things difficult. Yeah.
Wow, that's hard. So you have modalities put in place to protect and preserve the blood transfusion products. You have stuff in place now.
Yes, have in place. The modalities is one, we try to maintain cold chain where possible, and then also vehicular movement is making difficult. We need some standardized vehicles like an ambulance that can be built on the road, very good ambulance to assess the rural environment, especially when there's an emergency like massive accident or work collapsing or fire disaster. Recently, you understand a place in Kogi State called Ochadamu. There was a tanker that was loaded with fuel that got exploded and we lost a lot of people. Sometimes issues like that, they will need our service, and moving with vehicle is difficult because considering the roads in Nigeria. So we need a 4-wheel drive to be able to rush to immediately take samples, go there immediately, take samples, and like a mobile blood transfusion unit is one of the things that we are really clamoring for as of now.
Well, have you reached out, or do they, I don't know if this is a thing, do they reach out to other nations maybe for help, or they don't do that? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need other people's help, I think. No?
Since we're a government agency, sometimes we may not be too proactive in trying to reach other nations, except partners that may pick interest, particular interest on safety of blood, transfusion of safe blood, that may make one or two contact. They actually contacting through Ministry of Health, but yet we are yet to get any response.
I just think it's, and this is just my personal opinion, you know, it's a shame to me that other nations haven't reached out on their own without having to beg or ask, because, you know, we have plenty of things going on in other countries, Ukraine, there was something else in Russia, we're all over. We're able to always help somebody, but it seems like no one's ever coming through for certain nations. I don't understand why. You know? But I guess it's good that you have the attitude that we'll work it out. This is good. You know, I guess it's better that way in some ways. But it breaks my heart that, like, okay, there's other nations. So what makes a different nation? What makes one helpable and one not helpable? You know, why do we help some people and some people we don't help? I don't understand this. But I can just pray. That's it. As a state director, how do you get funding to carry out the assignments for safety information?
I can't get the question clear.
How do you get the money, the funding money for to carry out your assignments for safe blood? Like,
you know, we are handicapped. These are not too regular. They are not too regular because funding is a problem to many of us that in agencies, and the little that come, we try to see how we can do. We need about 5,000 units monthly, looking at the needs within the state. We are not only serving Kogi State, we are supposed to have Benue, Kwara, and Niger. But because of funding, we are highly restricted.
okay, wow. So yeah, that puts a strain on everybody. It's just what hope do the people have for their families? What hope can you give them if we're talking to the people? What hope can they have right now?
Okay. Yes. If we can see any organization that can be of help, it will be a great privilege. You also know that the poverty index of Nigeria is very low. Most of the people are not too economically stable. Right. So even there are some that we just need to give them the blood without payment. Right. And that means that if you can also get some humanitarian assistance, so that we cannot reach based on their situation, sometimes financial situation, that the need for blood transfusion there, but they cannot afford it. Recently, we had a woman who have lost her job, and she needed about 2 units of blood. We on our own, we have to make sacrifice to make sure that she's transfused with these 2 units so that she can remain safe.
So that's good that you have systems set up to help people when they need it.
Yes.
That's good. That's good. What else? What do you see for the future for this particular region? As far as all that getting better.
Yes, the future is bright. The future is bright. We expect a political change, and for each change that come in politically, there are one or two inputs. We are on ground already. We are preparing our own, looking at our own situation and see how we can talk to political leaders that blood is good, safe blood is good, and looking at situation of our people, there's a need for them to get a safe blood, safe blood. So we're already talking with some political leaders to see that this center is not neglected. There need to be funding steadily. We already are making an arrangement to the state government to offshore incorporate us into the emergency fund to see if there's help, so that at least, especially the pregnant women, the children that will need blood, the sickle cell disease patient, especially, our obstetric practice are not too proper, and women bleed to death, and most of the cause of death in the labor ward, they will tell you is blood. We are not too comfortable as people that sponsor blood transfusion, that a woman will lose her life because there was no blood. And so we are really handicapped. We look at onto assistance from many organizations that can be of help to us in trying to save these women that come to give birth.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's that's something. What are some of the reasons in your part of the world that people need blood transfusions? Like here
Malnutrition is, especially for the children, malnutrition is a very key area that we are trying to address. Also, sickle cell disease is there. A road traffic accident, especially where we are located. We're on a very major highway, and there are times we'll have a massive multiple accident. And one of the main cause of death again is blood loss. And that's why I was asking for a vehicle that can really move faster, and then possibly a mobile transfusion unit where the Abuja-Lokoja road, once there's an accident, you don't need to bring the patient directly. You can go there while we put them in the vehicle and will be transfusing along before the next available hospital for proper care.
Right. Wow. So yeah, the vehicle is very important for a speedy the timing, because timing's everything.
Yes, yes.
Well, anything else you want the people to know before we go? Anything else that the people can do to help, maybe? Like what procedure they need to go through. If you need blood, what do you need to do?
But most, the funding initially from blood transfusion unit was from PEPFAR, an American organization who was funding it. But after 5 years, they withdrew their support and asked the government to take over. So it has been sluggish because of many political changes that have interfered with operation of the center. Presently, you have a leader that is ready to cooperate. Is trying to put every machinery in place to see that we function properly. But our appeal most of the time is we need funding. The center needs funding because most of the instruments are becoming obsolete. The generators that power our fridges, our blood bank are not too effective. Our solar is down now.
Yes.
So mostly it will need materials that can, because those things we met on ground are already obsolete. They needed automated machines that can give a fast result instead of the analog that we met on ground.
I don't know. I know America's famous for giving tax breaks to people to do stuff for us. So I don't know if that works there, but maybe some submission to those companies that have exactly what you need, and they get a tax break or something. I don't know what you have to offer them, but I'm sure you have a lot to offer them. There has to be a way, because you have so many resources. It's amazing. That a lot of people don't even know about. But either way, I thank you for all your service that you've been doing, trying to help the people. And I hope that it will all work out as it will. It always does. Anything last you'd like to say before we go? I'm going to end the video. Anything you'd like to say?
Yes, I appreciate your organization for putting us on air. It's part of advocacy. Blood is important. Blood is important. You don't know who will need blood next.
Right.
And with the terrorism, kidnapping, and other things that are happening, trauma is a key area that we can't predict what may happen. So we are grateful to you for giving us this opportunity to share our. Thank you.
I'm very big about sharing platforms, and I think everywhere. I always said I like international news, and I like to hear about other people in other places. So I'm trying to bring more African explorers together with American explorers, so that it's nice when we have a conversation together, because maybe someone will be listening that may say, "Oh, maybe I can do that." You never know. You never know. So thank you, Dan. And we appreciate you. We will. You're welcome back anytime. If you have anything you need to share with the people, you're welcome back anytime. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just gonna go to a video. All right, 1 second. On the tab. Where's my video? 1 second. What happened to me? I'm coming.